Hi, everyone. My name is Jocelyn Rache. I am in the Global Environmental Health class run by Professor Jack Caravanos at NYU. And today's presentation is on recycling used lead acid automobile batteries and how to make it easier. Throughout the presentation, we will be using the abbreviation ULABS, and that's going to be for the used lead acid automobile batteries. We're going to be discussing the process of how to retrieve the lead out of these batteries and why the people are actually doing this. So lead is actually very valuable in these lower income communities. There are lead in these acid batteries, and these communities of these various countries, they're actually retrieving the lead in very unsafe methods, and is posing a very great health risk in their communities. So they're actually releasing lead into the environment, into the water, into the soil, and therefore you have children that play in the soil. You have animals that play and run through the soil and are actually eating, things grown within the soil, and therefore humans are also ingesting it through the animal products, the livestock, the chickens, and you also have the milk, and you have children also playing in the soil that has lead in it. And of course, as you know, children put things in their mouths all the time, and so you have dirty little fingers that were playing in the dirt and going into the mouths, and that's how these kids are potentially being affected by lead. And so you see here a few countries that I've listed, such as Mexico, Dominican Republic, Ghana, India, and Indonesia. A lot of these countries, if not all these countries, are lower income countries. And so, as we stated, these lead acid batteries greatly impact the lead in there also greatly impacts children, right? And so what we have here are the effects of lead poisoning in children. And to the left of us, if you just look at the graph, you'll see that the greater country that is affected by this, or the amount of children that have a greater than 5 micrograms of lead per deciliter in their blood, is South Asia at 58%, which is more than half of any other country in the world. And second to that, you have West Africa and Central Africa. And I'm not sure if you can even see that tiny little sliver, and that's North America at 0.21%. Okay. Lead poisoning in children affects all the major systems in the body. It affects the nervous system, the circulatory system, the digestive system, amongst all the others. Also, lead poisoning can cause seizures, imbalance, irritability, hearing loss, etc. And just so we can see how grave of an issue this is, there are no safe blood lead levels in children at all. And prior to getting into the alternate solutions, we have to note that this is a means of income for these low income communities. So this is a source of income for them. This is how they feed their families. This is their livelihood. It takes very little training to learn how to retrieve the lead. And so with no training, you get no knowledge of how bad the lead is, because of course you have no education, right? So not everybody has the opportunity to gain education, and it may not be a priority when your priority in these low income countries is to just provide a meal and a roof sometimes for your family. So we're going to go into the solutions, and then on the right hand side we'll ask the potential problems, and these are questions that we need to answer if we would implement these solutions. Solution from the professional number one, who is a correction officer, is stating regulations should be placed on the recycling process of lead batteries. They should make it legal because it poses a health risk to the communities. They should impose fines to those who do not cooperate. And ensure only trained professionals who know how to remove the lead safely from these batteries are the ones that are doing it. And they also propose that these professionals are given PPE equipment to protect themselves from the lead. And a potential problem to this is who is paying for these facilities. You have to understand that if we are providing free training and a salary, so who exactly is paying for that? Will everybody be taxed and therefore you get the salary from that? Those are questions that we need to answer. Professional number 2 is a sanitation engineer. And they say, just as New York pays 5 cents for every recycled plastic, glass, or aluminum bottle, there should also be a payment for every battery recycled. There should be a recycling program that incentivizes battery recycling. Now, all the villagers have to do is locate them properly disposed lead acid batteries and bring them to the recycling plant. That's a very good solution. And here are some of the potential problems. How much are they giving per recycled battery? And will it be close to the amount the recyclers are given when they sell the lead on their own? And that is a very good question that definitely needs to be answered prior to, saying that this is the best solution. But this is definitely my favorite solution. Professional number 3 is a business analyst, and they're stating that we provide a safe and regulated facility free of charge to those who choose to remove the lead out of the batteries themselves. The facility must also provide proper equipment to safely remove and melt the lead. This will limit the exposure of lead into the environment and only be done in a controlled setting. This is my second favorite solution because I do feel like, you should create a safe space to, if you do want to do it, even though we've told you the risk and we've educated you on the potential risk of lead poisoning, even if you are an adult and you still want to do it, then what we'll do is we'll provide you a safe place and we'll be able to contain the lead. It at least won't be able to spread into the environment because we'll, be housed in a facility that will allow you to safely and properly retrieve the lead. The only potential problem, may not be the only, but the only listed here is who will be regulating these facilities. Will you be hiring outsiders to regulate the facilities to make sure every community member is doing the right thing when they are retrieving the lead? That is a very good question to ask. And so I do leave you on this thought to just think, and these workers, these workers, they're not sure exactly. These community members, they're not sure. I'm not quite 100% sure that they really do know how harmful lead is. They need to be educated by their leaders in their country that lead is very dangerous and that it is harmful to their health. And prior to us just saying why not make lead acid batteries, or why not just stop production of them, or just for them to stop actually mining the lead out of these batteries. We do need to understand that this is their way of making some money to support their family. So I would like to thank you very much for listening to my presentation. Again, my name is Jaslina Rashay, and have a good evening.